So here's the Chinokai. This is the Tier 5 Japanese premium medium tank. I didn't buy this because I thought it looked particularly good. I bought it because I would very much like to be able to drop a 3 or 4 skill crew straight into the STB-1 when I eventually get it. Much like I did with my Type 59 crew into my Wheezy 120. This tank is not very impressive at all. It has no armor, no hit points, it has rather poor gun handling. The gun itself is not very impressive. It's kind of like the KWK-40 on the Panzer IV. If you get hit by any sort of derp shell at Tier 5, like a 105 from a Sherman or a Panzer IV, you'll get pretty much 2 shot. And if they hit you with HE, you'll get 1 shot. So it's kind of very much a hide in the back, like a little coward tank. You can see I'm getting shots on this absolutely amazingly terrible 38NA, who's driving very slowly into all of our guns. I don't know if that's what he thinks spotting is, but it's certainly not. This tank, okay, a little rant I should get out of the way. The Japanese tree gimmick is allegedly very good soft ground handling and very good gun elevation and depression. That's their gimmick. Now, let me tell you about how the Chinokai follows its national gimmick. It has pretty poor mobility and it has absolutely horrible gun depression. 6.5 degrees, that's worse than any of the German heavies, I believe, and the German mediums, which had their frontal depression buffed actually to, I think, 8 degrees. 6.5 degrees is absolutely terrible. It's only slightly better than any given Soviet tank. It's actually worse than several of the World War II era Soviet tanks. And you can see as well the pen is terrible. I'm having to shoot gold at Tier 6s because I can't pen them. Granted, they're hold down, I'm shooting cupolas and trying to hit above gun mounts and so on, but it's just not an impressive gun. The real Chinu, the Tier 5 non-premium, I think has halfway decent gun depression, because it doesn't have the recuperators under the gun like the Chinokai has, it has them above. Or some shit, I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to the Japanese tree, to be honest. It does kind of remind me though of the situation of the Type 59, where the Chinese national gimmick is having no gun depression and having very good soft ground mobility as well. The Type 59 has horrible soft ground mobility and has actually really good gun depression for like a sort of Soviet style tank. It has 8 degrees. 8 degrees of gun depression. The T-54 by comparison has 5. Don't ask me how that works. So you can see Funky J-Rob got very unlucky. Somehow I'm getting very lucky in that nothing has shot HE at me yet. In fact, nothing has shot at me at all. You can see I can't panic AV1's side armor. He is slightly angled, but I mean, come on, this gun is just terrible. The reason I decided to upload this is because it's literally the only decent game I've had in this tank. Well, there might have been one other. I think there's another where I did like 2k damage, but it was a loss because this tank can't carry. But the chief reason I'm uploading it is just to show you what to expect if you want to get this tank. It's not a complete turd, but it's getting close. I don't know. I'd say it's fairly useless. Also, look at the cupola. Every time I look at this shit, I keep thinking Oscar the Grouch is going to pop out of the top and start yelling at me. I'm not sure how I feel about the Japanese line yet. I know that the low tier light tanks are really, really fun. The Kinu I really want to get. The Chiha, as with the Chinese Chiha, is very, very good. Fucking shot just goes off wherever it wants. I shouldn't have snapshot. That was my fault. But the tier 5 through 8, 9 even, I'm not impressed by. The Chi-Ri is interesting. I'll give it that because of its weirdo autoloader. It's interesting. I wouldn't know if I'd call it good. The STA-1 and STA-2 are not really what I call good tanks. They're like, basically, they're like giant patterns, except bad. They have no armor, not even on the turret. The turret's pathetically armored. They're huge, really tall tanks. They aren't very mobile, and their guns are merely okay. Honestly, I'm tempted to just play maybe up to the Chiri and then free XP both the 8 and 9 because they are completely unimpressive to me, and they're ugly as sin as well. Not the STA2, the Type 61. Sorry, I'm bad. But yeah, neither of them really interest me. The STB though, I really like, as you probably noticed from my test server videos. It's a really enjoyable tank, really a beautiful middle ground between the Leopard 1 and the T62, so I think I will be getting one of those. And hopefully I'll have a decent crew to drop in, although if I have to put up with this thing much longer, I don't know. Shinukai, maybe I just haven't got the feel of it yet, but I really haven't had much success in it. I think my win rate's not bad, but that's because I played in platoons. I would never solo pub this thing.